And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Twentionerella. It is based on the story of Cinderella, with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young adult girl named Twentionerella. Twentionerella had 9 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Irina, Olivia, Nadia, and Erica. 9 of them made fun of Twentionerella and made her do all the chores. 20, what a wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all! Said the stepsisters all together. One day, the king of Tumbleham's messenger arrives and says, "Hear ye, hear ye! The king of Tumbleham, his majesty, is going to throw a ball, and whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Tumbling." But Twentionerella is not welcome. Her 9 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters are. They then argue over who will marry Prince Tumbling. Later, Twentionerella is so sad, upset, and distraught about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Tumbling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother rises and comforts her. There now, Twentionerella. I can help with a bit of magic. No one will know it's you. And so she chants the magic words, "Unvegetitity, unvegetantity, unvegetantity, on Voo," and waves her magic wand. Because of that, Twentionerella's chores are all done, and she now has a dress grown bigger and better. Twentionerella says, "I've never seen such an unvegetable-tastic gown! And get a load of my glass slippers!" But Twentionerella's fairy godmother is not done yet. She said, "Twentionerella, go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice." And then, luckily, Twentionerella has 21 pumpkins and 42 mice. Twentionerella's fairy godmother chants the magic words, "Unvegetitity, unvegetantity, on Voo," and waves her magic wand to turn the 21 pumpkins into a handsome coach and 42 mice into horses. Cinderella climbs into the coach. Her fairy godmother says, "Have fun, Twentionerella, but I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken and everything will change back to normal." And so, Twentionerella accepts the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Tumbling was wondering who he should marry. Twentionerella arrives at the ball just in time. Tina, Winona, Elena, Nina, Tanya, Dina, Olive, Nadia, and Erica say all together, Olivia, "He's walking towards me!" But he's not walking towards any of them. Prince Tumbling is walking towards Twentionerella. "May I have this dance?" as Prince Tumbling, to which Twentionerella says, "I would be delighted." Prince Tumbling and Twentionerella dance happily together. But later, Twentionerella realizes it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. Prince Tumbling was so worried that he might never see 21erella again. The king of Tumbling had comforts him by saying, There now, son. I think we'll be able to find 21erella, he said. And so they began their journey all around the neighborhood to find 21erella and but the glass slipper she lost with them. By the time they arrived, they knocked at the door of the house where 21erella and her 9 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of 21erella, they find her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters, Tina and Erica. Prince Tumbling then says, Ladies, my father and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try this glass slipper? Tina is first, but her foot is too big. Winona is next, but her foot is too small. Nonsense! It fits! The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, Prince Tumbling and the King of Tumblingham, known as 21erella's sweet singing. She hollered excitedly, Prince Tumbling, is that you? She hollered excitedly, My dear daughter-in-law, 21erella. We found you, exclaims the king of Tumblingham, and the glass slipper fits. 21erella, Prince Tumbling, and the king of Tumblingham then lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrews Doers. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and introduce everything, etc. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Fortitworella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a bit of a twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, there was a young adult girl named Fortitworella. Fortitworella had 8 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Farah, Olivia, Ramona, Tanya, Yvonne, Tasha, Winona, and Una. All 8 of them constantly made fun of Fortitworella and made her do all the chores. 42, wench, sweep the floors, wash the dishes, do it all, said the ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters all together. One day, the king of 42-Burg's messenger arrives and says, Hear ye, hear ye! The king of 42-Burg is going to throw a ball and with lots of food at 9 o'clock. And 11 o'clock is dance time. And whoever has the most beautiful gown and crown shall marry his son, Prince Tumbling. Can I come? Asked 42erella, but she's not welcome. Her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters Farah to Una are. He's going to marry me, said Farah, the oldest stepsister. No way, Farah. Wrong, he's going to marry me, said Olivia. Both of you are wrong, he's going to marry me, said Ramona. The rest say, all 3 of you are wrong, he's going to marry me. Later, 42erella is so sad, upset, and distraught about not going to the ball and marrying Prince Tumbling. Suddenly, her fairy godmother arrives and comforts her. There now, 42erella. I can help with a bit of magic. Nobody will know it's you. And so, she waves her magic wand. And because of that, all 42erella's chores are all done. And her best party dress is fixed and made bigger and better. 42erella says, I've never seen such a dual-quadrigen-tastic gown! And get a load of my glass slippers. Fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough. But 42rella's fairy godmother is not done yet, she said. 42realla, go fetch me a pumpkin and some mice. Luckily, 42realla has 42 pumpkins and 84 mice. 42rella's fairy godmother waves her magic wand again to turn the 42 pumpkins into a handsome coach and the 84 mice into horses. 42realla climbs into the coach. Her fairy godmother says, "Have fun, 42realla, but I will warn you, return home before midnight, or the spell will be broken, and everything will change back to normal." And so, 42realla accepted the warning. Meanwhile, at the ball, Prince Quadrigentupling was wondering who he should marry. "Son, wondering who to marry, son?" asks the king of 42burg, in which Prince Quadrigentupling says, "Yes, father, I don't know who." Suddenly, 42realla arrives at the ball just in time. Farah, Olivia, Ramona, Tanya, Yvonne, Tasha, Winona, and Una say all together, "He's walking towards me!" But he's not walking towards any of them. Prince Quadrigentupling is walking towards 42realla. He then asks, May I please have this dance?" "I would be delighted," said 42realla. Prince Quadrigentupling and 42realla dance happily together. But later, 42realla realized it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she was running so fast that she lost both her glass slippers. Prince Quadrigentupling was so worried that he might never see 42realla again. The king of 42burg comforted him by saying, There now, son. I think we'll be able to find 42realla," he said. And so, they began their journey all around the neighborhood to find her and brought the 2 glass slippers she lost with them. By the time they arrive, they knock on the door at the house where 42realla and her 8 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters, Tina to Ona, Farah to Una, live. But instead of 42realla, they find Farah to Una. They then say, Prince Quadrigentupling, "Ladies, my father and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper?" "Slippers?" Farah is first, but her feet are too big. Olivia is next, but her feet are too small. "Nonsense! They fit!" she said. The rest did the same, but none of their feet are the right size. Suddenly, the king of 42burg and Prince Quadrigentupling noticed 42realla singing. "Prince Quadrigentupling and your majesty is going to throw. Is that you guys?" The king of 42burg exclaims, "My dear daughter-in-law, 42realla, we found you!" And the glass slippers fit. And now, 42realla, Prince Quadrigentupling, and the king of 42burg lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew's Doers. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share on Andrew Does Everything, and buy our merchandise at AndrewDoesEverything.com. Take care. Bye. And now, Andrew's Doers, Andrew Does Everything proudly presents Sixtithreerella. It is based on the story of Cinderella with a plot twist. Let's tell you the story, shall we? Once upon a time, in a faraway land named Sixtithreerella, there was a young adult girl named Sixtithreerella. Sixtithreerella had 10 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters named Sophia, Isabella, Xavier, Tasha, Yadina, Tanya, Hannah, Ramona, Eleanor, and Estrella. All of them constantly made fun of Sixtithreerella and made her do all the chores. 63 wench! Sweep the floors, wash the dishes and windows, do laundry, do it all! Said the ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters all together. And then one day the king of Tray, his Sexagentumningham's messenger, arrives and says, Hear ye, the king of Tray Sexagentumningham is going to throw a ball alongside his son, Prince Tray Sexagentupling. Sophia, Isabella, Xavier, Tasha, Yanina, Tanya, Hannah, Ramona, Eleonora, and Estrella ran with huge excitement and picked out dresses to wear to the ball, but argued over who Prince Trey's Sexagentumling will fall in love with. Later, Sixtithreerella is so sad, distraught and upset about not going to the ball and marrying Prince, being best friends with Prince Trey Sexagentumling. Whatever will I do? She whimpered. There, now, Sixtithreerella. You'll become a princess with a bit of magic, said a mysterious voice. Who said that? Asks Sixtithreerella. Surprise! Said the voice, revealing Sixtithreerella's fairy godmother. She then waves her magic wand to do all the chores for Sixtithreerella and turn her attire into a princess's attire with a pair of sparkly glass slippers. Sixtithreerella says, I've never seen such a Tray-Sexagentumtastic gown, and I love my new glass slippers. But how am I going to get to the ball? Fortunately, Sixtithreerella's fairy godmother turns 63 pumpkins into a handsome coach and 126 mice into horses for the coach to be drawn. Sixtithreerella says, Oh, fairy godmother, how can I ever thank you enough? In which her fairy godmother says, Well, you can't. But have fun, Sixtithreerella, but I will warn you to return home before midnight, or that's when the spell will be broken and everything will change back to normal. And gives her a clock to tell her what time it is, and so Sixtithreerella accepted the warning. At the ball, the king of Tray Sexagentumling asks, Wondering who to marry, Prince Tray Sexagentumling? In which Prince Tray Sexagentumling responds, Yes, father. Sixtithreerella arrives at the ball just in time. Prince Tray Sexagentumling sees her, walks straight towards her and says, You must be Sixtithreerella. May I please at this dance? Yes, said Sixtithreerella, overjoyed. Sixtithreerella and Prince Tray Sexagentumling dance all together. They sing 63 times you and me as they dance. Come on, Sixtithreerella, let's dance together. We'll be best friends forever. Who else could it be? And 65 times you and me. As they dance, halfway into the song, Sophia, Isabella, Xavier, Tasha, Yadina, Tanya, Hannah, Ramona, Eleonora, and Estrella watched them jealously as they wanted Prince Tray Sexagentumling to fall in love with them. They shout all together, Come on, Prince Tray Sexagentumling, let's dance together. We'll be best friends forever. Who else could it be? And you and me. But at the end of the song, 63 checks her clock and it's almost midnight, so she scurried out of the ball. And she ran so fast that she lost one of her glass slippers. The next day, the king of Tray Sexagentumling and Prince Tray Sexagentumling traveled all around the neighborhood trying to find Sixtithreerella, who captured Prince Twentionerella's heart and brought the glass slipper she lost with them. By the time they arrive, Prince Twentionerella knocks on the door of the home where Sixtithreerella and her 10 ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters lived. But instead of Sixtithreerella, they find her ugly, mean, wicked stepsisters, Sophia, Isabella, Xavier, Tasha, Yadina, Tanya, Hannah, Ramona, Eleanor, and Estrella. Prince Twentionerella then says, "Ladies, my father, the king, Twentionerella, and I have a favor to ask. Can any of you try on this glass slipper? Sophia is first, but her foot is too big. Isabella is next, but her foot is too small." "Nonsense! It fits," she said. The rest did the same thing, but none of their feet fit either. Just then, Sixtithreerella arrives. She looks rather familiar. It tries the glass slipper on and it fits. Because of that, she transforms back into a princess. "Sixtithreerella, it's you, my dear daughter. Will you marry my son, Prince Twentionerella?" "Yes!" said Sixtithreerella, overjoyed again, and this she, alongside Princess Twentionerella and the King of Twentionerella, lived happily ever after. The end. I hope you enjoyed this story, Andrew's Doers. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and everything, and buy our merchandise. And AndrewDoesEverything.com, and I've also been admitting I'm making some sequels. So if you want to see maybe Sixtithreerella for 2, 63 wishes come true, something like that. And take care. Bye.